Everybody's trying to like add an AI feature into their companies, right? Everybody is trying to like, they have this fear of missing out. Some companies are just doing it for like VC funding. Some companies are doing it, hey, we're not backdated or anything, right? Going into 2026, a lot of people are predicting that micro SaaS or custom GPTs or this kind of stuff are going to become lead magnets. GPTs or like other LLMs are becoming powerful, right? Now they can write you code, they can build you apps, they can build you games and stuff like that. So let's say you have a product that makes websites or does these things already. How are you gonna stand out from these GPTs? Engineers should stick to what they do best because they need to build something that is usable, that is fast, and that doesn't hurt the business.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Air Talk episode 3. And we have today with us Abrar Sami, hi, who is the head of product marketing at Dorik AI. He has also worked with some of the top SaaS companies in Bangladesh, such as Agency Handy and Metric. He's side note, he's also like a mentor to me as well, and I look up to him with product marketing advice. And he also does a lot of cool stuff on the side, like experimenting with N8N, and he also has the first Bangladeshi N8N community here. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to have you here, Claire. So just give us please tell us about yourself a bit more, and also your product marketing journey. Like, how did you get started?
Yeah, sure. When I joined Dorik, I was a content creator because I really loved the product. I wanted to build websites without writing any code. Never really liked coding, but making something without, you know, writing any code or programming is actually pretty fun. You can, you know, for a lot of things. I love the product. Started as a content creator, worked my way up, started understanding the market, working closely with the founders, and eventually ended up in the position that I'm in right now. Um, so learned a lot of things along the way, became a workaholic to do that, which I'm not proud of. Um, I actually like officially or publicly announced that I work with these companies, but I also low-key worked with uh, a few other companies abroad and in Bangladesh. Uh, so I think it started off from the group called SaaS Bangladesh, where me and a bunch of other people in the SaaS industry kind of tried to promote the practice of building in Bangladesh because a lot of companies here are service based, and our goal was to like a lot of people were thinking, hey, should we get into product? Is it possible to like build something from Bangladesh and kind of go to the international market and tap into those audiences? So SaaS Bangladesh was one of those groups where we got together and helped these founders. So right now in Dorik, we're actually kind of this is inside information, but we're like working with a few more products, and I'm working with the GTMs of those products as well. It's going pretty well so far, and yeah.
Nice. So you kind of saw the, foundation of SaaS in Bangladesh and then how it got started. And we have like amazing founders here as well. So to give you a bit of context about Airwork too, we help companies hire tech teams, and now we actually do more than tech teams. We do other technical roles as well, such as marketing, finance. And we used to do this through our managed services, but now we are trying to do it, pivot to our SaaS products in the making. And also, so basically, what we are doing is we are trying to help people, companies hire through the product itself. And the product has, assessments, the job board, and like an application management system. Basically, one-stop hiring platform from end-to-end hiring. So we're at this moment, we're kind of in a transitioning period where we are transitioning from a service to a product base way of marketing. So, like, if you have any, way to manage that flow, or like if you have any experience of going through that, please, would you like to?
Yeah, sure. Firstly, like, have you guys identified the products that are doing the same thing? What I mean is that there are a lot of companies that do this based on just the EU. I think there's a company I spoke to recently. I forgot their name, but yeah, they were doing kind of like the same thing, but only for like France and the UK. There are some companies, I guess, who does this on a global scale, but I'm not sure. I'm not
Just
really
interrupting
full.
you a bit. There's okay. I think I'll start with a bit into 2025 and AI trends and what's been happening. What do you think that, okay, what are the trends in SaaS marketing do you think will change in the ways coming in 2026 and future? Like, what do you think are the top things to look out for as a SaaS, company ourselves?
Everybody's trying to like add an AI feature into their companies, right? Into their products. That's the thing. That's what's going on, right? Everybody is trying to like, they have this fear of missing out. Some companies are just doing it for like VC funding. Some companies are doing it just to, like, hey, we're not backdated or anything, right? Going into 2026, I'm seeing that a lot of SaaS products, especially micro SaaS products, are going to become are going to be used in a different way. They're not going to become obsolete. They're going to be used in a different way. Uh, so let's say you want to, like we're marketers, we build lead magnets. So a lot of people are predicting that micro SaaS or custom GPTs or this kind of stuff are going to become lead magnets,
Oh,
um, while trying to sell the bigger product, right? Like, let's say you have a tool that reviews your landing page, right?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a micro SaaS. Um, so if you build it for free and people are coming in, they're trying to review their landing pages, your
Yes.
main product is, let's say, a copywriting tool, a huge copywriting tool for like, so hey, your landing page copy sucks. We're going to help you improve it. Here's what you do to, make it better. Then you sell the main product.
Right.
I see this trend already happening, and going into 2026, that's going to be more likely the case or the scenario. And let's say another trend, um, GPTs or like other LLMs are becoming powerful,
Right.
right? Now they can write you code, they can build you apps, they can build you games and stuff like that. So let's say you have a product uh, that makes websites or does these things already. How are you
Right.
going to stand out from these GPTs, from these LLMs, from these new products that are rolling out, right?
Yeah.
If you're an old player in the market, you need to build something or pitch something that is going to stand out from the rest. Like, for example, recently, there was this customer who booked a call and he said, hey, I'm using Lovable, but I don't like it. I said, why? Because he said, hey, I can write the code, I can make the site, but it's so hard to scale it. It's so
Yeah.
hard to debug the site. But your platform is helping me, make the changes or like handle the hosting, handle the servers, handle this and that without any coding. That's why I chose your tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a standing out point that we actually found out from a random person who booked a call with us.
Nice.
So I guess that gives you some insights.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because what would be the moat really if everything, ChatGPT can do the coding for us and everything. So we do need to stand out and have that moat in somewhere else, maybe. So I mean, like, how do you really keep up with these, changing trends? Are there like any practices you regularly follow, or like, what do you do? Do you go on Reddit to just, stay on top of these? What do you do?
No, I doom scroll LinkedIn a lot.
Okay.
Um, Firstly, the method for LinkedIn is that there will be a lot of people, a lot of random people writing a lot of random stuff. Hey, I fed my dog today. This is what I learned about B2B SaaS.
Yeah.
Instead of following those creators, mm, there are actually legit people out there, like who have worked with legit companies doing actually impactful things and sharing impactful things. There are two ways to find these creators. One is going to Substack
Yeah.
and searching up the thing that you're looking for. When you look for a Substack creator, you will find their LinkedIn, and you will see most of the time they're promoting their newsletter or writing something on LinkedIn. And those things are like super insightful. Back in 2021 or two, this was Reforge. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Reforge, but like it was super popular.
Oh, wow.
So, nowadays it's just like Substack creators. Uh, like for example, there's a person who worked for OpenAI, let's say.
Okay. Yeah.
This person has a newsletter.
Yeah.
This person's newsletter has a lot of good content.
Hmm.
You can just go to them and start reading. And then you follow them on LinkedIn, you comment on their posts, and LinkedIn is just gonna feed you similar creators. That's how the algorithm works. So that's how I do it.
That's interesting because I think some of the creators I know, like I follow, I subscribe to their Substack first and then follow them on LinkedIn. So yeah, and sometimes it's very rare, but sometimes Twitter works as well, I guess. But it's very rare because most of them are robots, maybe speaking or something. So I think one of the things that we as a team kind of struggle with is that, especially because we are a small team with limited resources, right? So uh, what are the simple like growth experiments that like a small team could start prioritizing, because there are so many channels now, right, and so many things to experiment with. So as a B2B facing product, what do you think should be like, okay, these are the three things that maybe you should experiment with first and then scale up?
Okay. This is like going to be a very generic answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Firstly, if I'm sure you guys have identified who you want to sell to, right?
Yeah, so I think
Uh,
for Airwork, it's like teams with 100 to 1000 employees who want to regularly hire.
are there agencies
Yeah,
like
I think you could consider software agencies too. Yeah.
um have you guys like do you guys have like specific countries as targets, or is it like international, like everywhere?
I think would say US, of course, and then Europe, and then would be somewhere UAE maybe. That would be the ranking.
Okay, okay, okay. So have you guys looked into what your competitors are doing, like the channels that they're tapping into?
Yeah, so mostly I think it's a lot of content writing on their part, I've noticed, and a bit of LinkedIn too there, because um, mm, most of the businesses are there in that tier. But we also see a lot of events. I guess we were somewhere on the competitor go to market.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bhaiya, you were asking me whether, okay. I was telling you what are the strategies they're using right now. So we also noticed they also do a lot of events in their, parts of the world, because it's B2B. So sometimes they do a lot of networking events. Something we're not that, we're not into that space, so we're not being able to do to target them. We also notice that our LinkedIn sometimes does not reach the people we want to reach, because the content mostly is among us and all the companies we have here. So that's another problem we're tackling with. So yeah, that's the overview of the other competitors, what they're doing.
Yeah, this is one thing that global companies are a- ahead of Deshi companies, which is like hosting these networking events, meeting people in real time, networking with them, closing them. This is an advantage that we don't have. Um, Also, with what you said about like reaching the right audience with your LinkedIn post, this is like a tricky thing right now because LinkedIn has reduced the reach of business pages. They're
Right.
mostly focused on like the creators, the people that are posting from their individual accounts. But also, there's this problem like if you post from your LinkedIn account, uh, what are the chances of you reaching your ICP, right?
Exactly.
There is that, right? So you have to kind of rely on going viral, which is, by the way, is not an easy thing. Um, um, Another thing is that what I did was talking to some creators directly or tagging them into, so let's say a person with like a lot of audience.
Right.
uh, I kind of like tag them into my posts so that they react to the post. And when somebody reacts to your post, what
Mm-hmm.
happens? It gets shown to like more feeds. Right? This is LinkedIn 101. That's one way of doing it. But then again, they know you, but at the back of their minds, they probably forgot your brand, right? You want to be in their minds. Uh, so yeah, like I said, that's a tricky thing. Um, there's of course LinkedIn ads, but I wouldn't recommend that because LinkedIn ads are like quite expensive.
Yeah.
Um, and mm, I think the best way of doing this is thinking of in two ways. One is short term. Uh, what are some short term things that you can do right now and see some results maybe? I think that you guys are probably already doing this, which is like probably scraping some leads from Clay, reaching out to these people, uh, trying to text them on every channel, um, try to see if you can book a meeting with them,
Yeah.
right? That's something that you can start with immediately. You can start with other stuff too, like inbound marketing immediately, but the gains will take some time, like the LinkedIn one that you just said.
Yeah.
Um, so, and if you talk about PPC in the States, you're going into search engine. That's also quite expensive. Um, so you either have to have strong VC funds to like spend all that budget on like these channels,
Yeah.
and you have to promise them, hey, this is gonna work. Um, then other than this, then there's the organic way of getting people, which is what we did um, in Dorik. So I remember that we couldn't raise our second round. The KPIs weren't met. What should we do?
Yeah.
So there is a way of raising some funds that is public funding or lifetime deals, as we call it in the SaaS industry.
Right.
So we sold some lifetime deals. We had some money. We reinvested that money into and into two things. Something, like I said, that we can do immediately,
Mm.
something that is going to take a bit of time. Uh, the thing that worked the best for us was the thing that took a lot of time, which is SEO. We started in January 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a good domain rating, by the way. Good backlinks because a lot of people were mentioning the product around the web, and we kind of wrote the web, the wave in 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, our profile was good in terms of search engine. So we started rolling out these blogs, right? In 6 months, we saw a gain of 20,000 traffic coming in.
Wow.
We
Okay.
had a team of 20 writers in house who never wrote a single blog about SaaS. There were people from different industries. They used to write about kitchenwares or like these affiliate sites that used to exist back in 2022.
Okay. Yeah.
So we trained them in house. said, hey, this is the product. I was a technical writer back then. I wrote the documentation of Dorik back then, the entire one. And I told them, this is your knowledge base. This is the product. This is how it works. And we're going to give you topics based on this database. Write these things and let's get started. Right.
Wow.
And there was, of course, Jihad Bhai in the team. He was the head of marketing back then. He helped them. This helped us in the long run. And the short term gains, like, for example, oh yeah, partnering with other platforms, right?
Oh,
This is something I used to do. I used to reach out to, like let's say we have a chat bot on our website called
yeah.
Crisp. Crisp is a good company. They're established, right?
Yeah.
So I reached out to them and I said, hey, we've been using your product for a long time now. Do you want to do a case study?
Oh,
They
wow.
said, yes, sure. And then we did some co-marketing. And this, like helped us gain some audience on social media, on our blogs. This even gave us a good backlink, like Chris
Mhm.
had a good domain rating. So yeah, there was this mix of strategies. And uh, another experience from my product journey here is that you will see a lot of waves.
Mm.
You will ride those waves, but those, like every waves come crashing down, right?
Yeah.
And you need to kind of be ready for that and be like, hey, I'll keep going. I'll ride the next wave.
Yeah.
That's how you go.
Oh, nice. I think there's a quote there somewhere. We'll have to do a quote thing there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what is your advice for teams who are just starting to get serious about SEO and now they also have to worry about AIO and GEO, all those, right? Because, it keeps changing every day. So, what do you think, where should we start with those?
Yeah, there are a lot of bold claims about AEO and AIO or answer engine optimization, if you call it.
Yeah.
People are claiming this works. People are claiming that works. There is no perfect answer for this because nobody has the right data yet. Because this is something that people are collecting data on right now.
Yeah.
If you go to Ahrefs, I don't know if you guys use Ahrefs for your SEOs, but if you go to Ahrefs, you will see that they have started showing you that how many times your brand was mentioned on Gemini or in GPT and stuff, right? So you will see that these data is still being collected. To give a definitive answer, we need that data, right? And it will take some time for gurus or these specialists to give you that exact data on, hey, this works. But
Yeah.
for now, like the SEOs that I spoke to,
Yeah.
uh, everyone, especially the experts, they told me to stick to the fundamentals, right? Let's say, for example, I'm looking for, I'm asking, hey, how do I hire a software engineer from Indonesia,
Yeah.
right? I chose Indonesia because it's they have. I heard they have good developers and they're cheap.
Mhm.
So I searched. This kind of queries usually get like a Gemini overview,
Yeah.
right? And because this is a question, so how are you gonna as a brand convert that person from the Gemini overview, right?
Right.
So it's all about experimenting. How do you get into that, right?
Yeah.
Um, people usually like no Gemini overviews usually give you like video results as
Yeah.
well in the
Links,
right
basically.
hand
Yeah.
section, right? There are a bunch of links.
Yeah.
There's an article, there's a YouTube video and all that. So if you can be featured in one of those content, at least maybe you might get a click,
Yeah.
and people will know you. And if you're popping up on most of these questions, like uh Airwork is coming up when I'm searching for like this kind of hiring questions, that is a good thing. That is actually like a good thing. And people might even search up like,
Yeah.
what is Airwork, right? And you will get some brand awareness and eventually conversions.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like a lot of work that I have to do still, but yeah, we're gonna get into it soon. So I think coming into the product marketing part, so the product is the main thing about, there, right? So product marketers have to work with engineers a lot, right? Because you hear about from your customers, oh, we need this feature, and then you convey that to your engineers. So
Yeah.
what do you wish that more engineers understood about product growth in that regard?
Um, well, I would say engineers should stick to what they do best because they need to build something uh, that is usable, that is fast, and that doesn't hurt the business. These are some of the fundamentals. I saw a lot of engineers like try to, especially in an in-house office, they're gonna be discussing about the latest technologies. Like, hey, there's this, there's that. You should try this. You should try that for doing this and doing that. I think engineers should think about that product framework, right? My product should work. My product should work fast. My product should get things done for the user in this way, according to the PRD. And whatever framework I use, if it doesn't help me improve those goals, then it's pretty much useless.
I mean, yeah, sometimes I think it's hard to understand from the marketer's point of view too in that regard because like they're like, okay, why are there so many features needed? Especially for us, like we want to target enterprise, but we know we are not there yet. So in these kind of situations, like where we are kind of building as we sell, how do you think we should convince and keep the customers happy and then also speed up balancing that act?
Okay. So I just have a few questions before I answer that. So,
Yeah.
how do you prioritize what you want to build?
How do we prioritize? I think it's like a it's sometimes at the moment priority basis and sometimes in the long term because like we had a call with a customer a few days back and there were some pressing things he wanted that okay, I need this and we had some of them like in our roadmap and some of them we thought okay maybe some like way later. So the things we could be like okay we can implement this in a month, we did those, I think. And the later ones, the ones that are like okay this will take time and needs a bit more refinement, that we are keeping on the product map. So that's one, I think.
Okay. I'll share a story from my experience. There's a feature that a lot of people were excited about in my company.
Yeah.
Um, that feature, by the way, right now is a sunset feature. And what I mean by sunset is only two customers use it right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
But there was such a hype for it because, firstly, when we were building it back then, we thought that this is going to be a game changer
Okay.
because we thought our main competition was Webflow. You guys know
Oh.
Webflow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Webflow had this feature. I think they still have it on beta. It's called membership, right? Uh, membership is a feature that allows you to add paywalls, add members to your website, and get money from those who wants to read your full content. So we looked into it. Our engineers looked into it when we told them, "Hey, can we build this?" They said, "Yes, we can, and we can roll it out super fast." And like the business team was excited. They were like, "Okay, we're gonna be ahead of Webflow because we have this feature, right?"
Yeah.
Um, then we rolled it out, and I think I would say at this point we didn't market it properly, or it didn't go with our ICP.
Oh.
Our ICPs, the most of the people who bought our plans came in here wanting to build just a website. It
Right.
can be for their portfolio, it can be for their wedding, it can be for their business or like their marketing campaign or whatever. Now, people who use membership are usually creators.
Right.
We don't target creators. This is not part of our campaign,
Yeah.
right? This was a misalignment. This was a mistake from the product team,
Right.
right? And the engineers were like super disappointed. They were like, "You made us do this. Now this isn't what even nobody's even using it, right?"
Yeah.
Um, there is that, and another thing is that let me just flip the coin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say I want this product. Sorry, I want this feature because a lot of people are upvoting it on my roadmap,
Yeah.
right? Now, I gave a solid PRD, a document to like with a user story, like, hey, build this for me. I need it, right? Now, the dev built it. It's getting the job done. The dev was like, hey, it's getting the job done. But it took around, I think, 10 steps for the user to get that work done. 10 steps is a lot of friction, as
Yeah.
product managers can tell, right? And there was not a proper syncing between the two teams, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so that eventually changed. You know, it took a lot of time to reverse the whole process. It cost us some. Uh, that cost us a lot of money, and these are two stories that I'd like to share based on your question.
Yeah, I mean, it does like sometimes we forget, okay, after we ship out the feature, is it working or not? That part is also important, right? So, coming to that measuring part, like, do you have any analytics tools or platforms that you found like most useful for measuring this, growth side of things, marketing, and where you derive actual results from?
Yeah. Um. So there is a way for you to like check who is using which feature the most. Our dev team implemented it like between them. As for marketers, we use two channels. One is the customer support, where people are coming in and complaining, and we asked our support team to like, people are complaining about this. You tell us. The marketing team analyzes and then gives it to like the engineers or the product team, and they understand what's going on. That's one. Going, talking to people, coming to support, like the other one is looking at things that people are clicking into. Like, for example, there's Microsoft Clarity,
Yeah.
right? Um, you can kind of look into a bulk amount of data of who is clicking which button the most. So
Yeah.
you can get a guess from there. Like what is the person doing first? What are they doing 10 days later in their site? What are they changing 30 days later, right? Or why did they stop building uh, the website, right?
Yeah.
In terms of Dorik, that is, so we can tell, you know, what is happening and all that. There was one problem that we actually, uh, you know, hit bingo on, which was we saw whenever a new person comes in, tries the product,
Yeah.
they um, they don't build a website. That's what we want them to do. We want them to see what the product can offer, right?
Right.
You want people to see what Airwork AI can do,
Yeah.
right? Just the first thing that's their wow factor.
Yeah.
And we were saying that, hey, these people are not finishing their site. Maybe it takes a long time for them to build. Maybe it's overwhelming. Um, how do we solve this? So there were two ways. We templatized it. Templates are basically done for you things, right? Where you can just see what this product can do. And then we rolled out the AI. We just write a prompt and it generates a website.
Nice.
Done. These two things can be done in seconds. These
Yeah.
are showing you. Then uh how do you retain those people after the wow factor? We've reduced the trial. There is no free plan. Like there is a trial version. You either pay to keep using it or you don't.
Okay.
So that increased our conversions in the long run.
Okay, interesting. I remember this while talking to you. I think we met somewhere and then we were talking about how
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes increasing prices will give you more revenue. So I want you to share that story kind of here too.
Oh yeah, there's that. I actually went to Anwar Bhai. He's our CTO. I told him, Bhai, our product is undervalued. Like it is actually undervalued. Like if you see the other guys in the market, they are ripping people off, right? Uh, why aren't we doing this? Their logic for a lot of years was, আচ্ছা, um, you know, আমরা বাংলাদেশি, আমাদের এখানে অপারেশনস কস্ট কম, আমরা প্রোডাক্টের কস্টও কম রাখবো, যাতে we get a lot of traction from the market. I understand that. It makes a lot of sense. That is totally understandable. If you look at an example uh, of a tool like this, there is a tool called talk.to, TAWK.to, right? They have a 20% market share in the uh, what's that space called? Mm, CRM space or like the chatbot space. হ্যাঁ, ওয়েবসাইটের মধ্যে থাকে না যে চ্যাটবটের, like Crisp, Intercom, Maverick was also there.
Yeah.
Talk.to, ওদের pitchটা always we are always going to be free.
Okay.
That's the CEO's philosophy.
Okay.
That actually attracted a lot of people. But if you actually go in there, they are just selling their free plan. They have pricing plans. ঠিক আছে? Like you guys can see it for yourself. ঠিক আছে? So now, in terms of Dorik, let's say, um, we were like undervalued. I brought this up in a meeting, and I said, let's increase our price. Okay. And there were like a lot of talks going on for this, and we were having some. I was actually going through a burnout phase back then. I thought I should work somewhere else to take a little refreshment off my mind and experiment with new stuff. That's when I joined Maverick. So that's when they increased the price of Dorik, and I looked at it and I was like, okay. Then I was not sure how that's gonna work. 3 months later, Mizan Bhai comes to me and is like, our MRR just tripled.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And he said, you know, we should be selling at this price point. Okay. And then I think he spoke to Rahat Bhai as well. Then there was an article on Exit Stack about this. You guys can read it on Exit Stack if you guys have that website, know the website. So that I think that a lot of founders make mistakes. Like you undervalue your product, and then you don't see money flowing in, and it hurts.
And it makes sense because, like, even for, when we started out, we were like, okay, you're hiring from Bangladesh and, it's 80% cheaper and stuff. And then I was talking to Sam, like, okay, let's not put that there. We want to be, a quality maintaining place, not like a, cheaper place. So I think that's something we also had a common conversation about. So I think like as head of product marketing and Dorik, like we keep on launching products, right? Because it's a thing that products do. Okay, we need to launch here, we need to launch there. So what was that one launch strategy that kind of surprised you? You thought it wouldn't be like that, but it went well. Like what are some of those stories that you look back into?
I actually shared some of it just a while ago.
Okay.
So when they rolled out Dorik AI,
Yeah.
that's when the pricing changed, right? And I launched Dorik AI to we used the previous tactics, right? That's what worked for us, and we believe that will work for us again.
Yeah.
And it did. Okay. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, like a lot of people ask me, like, especially like devs ask me, bro, like if I launch a product, does it have to start with launching on Product Hunt? That's the like ভুল ধারণা. The thing is, launching is basically announcing to the world, hey, I have this thing. Do you want to buy?
Yeah.
That's it. That's launching. So over the years, we built up our email list. Over the years, we networked with a lot of people, a lot of Facebook groups, a lot of founders, a lot of partners. Uh, there's Product Hunt as well, but it's not like a main channel, of course. Uh, what I do is just announce to them.
Right.
If you want, build a wait list first,
Yeah.
and you tell those people in the wait list, you tell those people in your email list, you uh, run an ad, you do this bunch of things that takes your product in front of people. That's launching, right? And for me, the most interesting one was Dorik AI, of course. Like we launched, but we launched with a higher price plan, right? And it worked. It worked. It's still working.
So I think a lot of it is just, try out every channel and see what works in a way. Isn't like, isn't it like that in a way?
I actually couldn't hear you.
Okay, and no, I was saying like a lot of it is just trying out all the channels and see what works and converts the most.
Exactly. It's 80% execution, right? There's this one, I will quote Fort Minor on this. I don't know if you guys heard the song, remember the name. It's 10% luck, 20% skill, 50% concentration. Yeah, that's what marketing is.
So I just have like one more question from my end, and then we can open up the floor with other questions we have. So, if you were the head of product marketing at Airwork, what would you do to optimize the revenue channels here?
Okay. So if you guys have already, firstly, if you guys have already sold the product to someone,
Yeah.
okay, you already know your profile, right? Like who is gonna buy from me again? I'll try those people, right? Um, there's it's all about data. So firstly, you need that data.
Yeah.
Second data is that um you have traffic coming in to your website, I believe from multiple channels, right? Um, you need to look at what people are doing after they sign up, right?
Right.
After they create an account, what they do, where they're going, where they're clicking, whether you are giving them the wow factor, right?
Right.
Um, then you guys are probably doing like a lot of sales calls, right? You need some data from those sales calls, the ones that are not working. Why does it not work? Why did they not convert? Mm, maybe look into those. Uh, then you have let's say experiments. Um, you want people to come to like a central point, which is your
Yeah.
product from
Right.
different channels. The first thing I would test with is if you have people coming in, signing up,
Mm-hmm.
you are giving them like an urgency to buy.
Right.
Not in a, pushy way, of course. Like, what I do is like, let's say my plan costs 100 taka.
Yeah.
Okay. I show them that it costs 130 taka, and I tell them there's a 30% discount waiting for you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for my business, I need 100 taka. So I show them like an increased amount sometimes, and I tell them, hey, like this is inside information, by the way.
No worries. No worries.
This is a growth tactic, right? You guys probably heard of it. So
Yeah.
you have a coupon waiting for you. You have this discount going for on for you. So you use dynamic dates on there. Like if somebody signs up on the 15th, you say that it's going to end on the 20th, right? And then you remind them on email. Some companies even like call up those people like, hey, you signed up. like Chow Dal does, you know?
Yeah.
So, so these are like things that you can try to like increase your conversions. Also, like I said, it's all about data and experimenting with it.
So, is there really a hack to growth? I mean, if I have to ask.
Okay. So interesting question. Growth hacking, according to like one of my favorite growth hackers, is like you guys probably should follow her, Elena Verna. She was at Dropbox. Now she's handling growth at Lovable. She said that I'm bored of it. Growth hacking was once trying out new ideas, hacking and slashing through like the forests. But now it's like trying the same things repeatedly and seeing if this is working or not. I would tell you right now if there was a growth hack like for this, but the answer to this lies in your journey.
Right,
When you like, I mean, the things that I told you from my journey, these are things we figured out along the way.
right.
These are things we looked at and said, hey, why don't we try this? That's your growth hack.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's a good takeaway from this. And we'll open up the floor for questions. If you guys have any, please. I think you can unmute yourself and ask.
I shared most of my questions like over the docs. I think he, Abrar really covered all the points that were shared with him. But on the fly, Abrar, like we have been like constantly switching our positioning as a company. And I met Mizan over the weekend, and he was saying how I was still telling him the same problems that I told him 2.5 years ago. And he's like, dude, you gotta like fix who you're selling to, what you're selling, and then just run with it. So for a company like ours, we have had a few different ICPs over the last few years. And then now, even when I talk to my friends, many of them are confused what we do. Is there a short-term solution for that, or do you think this is something that fix itself over time?
So there was a little bit of a glitch there in the audio, but from what I understand, what you're saying is that uh, if you change your positioning, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
No, we've already changed our positioning several times, but we are very confident currently the direction we're in. So, but because we changed it, a lot of people are now confused as to what Airwork does. Some think it's a sort of a platform to hire offshore talent. Some think it's a recruiting tool. Some think it's a freelancing platform. So we're all over the place. So I think in the long term, it will fix itself if the messaging is consistent. But is there anything that we can do in the short term to fix this?
Yeah. Firstly, I think what you guys can do is uh, like maybe try with the title. We are a, let's say, freelancing hiring company, but you slash it, and then you write, we are a this. We're not this. We're this. Right? Maybe try some campaigns with those. Like you said, it will change eventually, but the perspective will change eventually. It takes a little time to sink in, but trust me on this. It takes more time to sink in inside the internal team's mind than people externally, right? Um, so what I would say is that maybe create a landing page or create like add it in your about us section. Like, hey, we used to do this. Now we do this, right?
Right.
Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Of course, people are going to get a clear understanding then. Like, oh, okay, now you guys are specializing in this. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
I think one of the other things we kind of struggle with is that we have like 5 products in one product. So sometimes we don't know which one to market to. So what do? I don't know if you have an experience in that regard when you have like a lot of things together into one product and you don't know which is the hero product yet.
Yeah, this is a scary story.
Okay.
Uh, This used to be a struggle for us in the beginning.
Okay.
We used to be scared of. We were like, you know, like that membership feature. Remember,
Yeah.
like we built it, but we didn't know who we built it for. And then we saw the result. Like the sand itself settled in. Nobody's using it because we most people come to us for a different reason. When you see your campaigns, when you see your messaging, you need to recognize what people are coming to achieve.
Yeah.
Let's say people are coming to achieve. People are trying to build a landing page from my platform.
Yeah.
They're not here to like sell content.
Yeah.
That's for like Beehive. That's for like other tools, right? So you need to understand in terms of your campaigns, in terms of your landing page, in terms of your messaging, who you are targeting. If you target X, but you build a feature for Z,
Yeah.
well, it's going to become a sunset feature in the future. It's gonna be dead. So make sure your alignment with your campaigns are aligned with your product. That's when you know that you'll get a fit at that time.
Yeah, I think we do have to go through that experimentation phase again, since we know we are building for enterprise in the future, but it will take us some time to get there. So in that time being, so we need.
Well, if you guys are building for enterprise,
Yeah.
Do you guys also want to be like the sole, like just for enterprise, or do you guys want to keep like a product as well?
Right. So I think that we still haven't figured out that part yet. So maybe it would be something to, plan more.
So, okay, cool. I mean, if you guys are trying to like target the enterprise and stuff, that's a hard game, long game, but it's got big returns. So,
Thank you so much. Do we have any other questions?
Bhaiya, I had a generic question. Hi, and I'm asked that if I'm running a campaign, how do I, of course, I can see how much sales I'm making from it, but what if my target from this campaign was not sales? It was more about creating for these kind of campaigns, how can I see or if my target audience is actually resonating with my message or not? And how do I know this question? If a campaign fails, let's say for a sales campaign, we got no sales. For an awareness campaign, no one knows about Airwork. When a campaign fails, how do I determine whether it was the message or the channel?
okay, so the last part was a little, yeah, can you repeat the last part?
Yeah, it's basically a follow-up on the primary question. The primary question being that how do I know if my audience
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
resonating with me? And the follow-up would be that if, let's say, one of my campaigns failed, be it a sales campaign or an awareness campaign, how do I know if it failed because of the message or because of the channel or the platforms and techniques that I used?
Okay, cool. So let's say you launch a campaign on the 1st of January, right? And when you are launching that campaign, you have some data, right? You have some existing data. What's your traffic today? Like, what's your sign up today? What are your metrics, visible metrics, right? And after you launch the campaign, take a span of, let's say, 30 days, right? Run this campaign for 30 days. And on the 1st of February, you come back, you look into those visible metrics again. Did you see a needle moving? Did you see like an increase in traffic? Did you see like an increase in conversions? Did you see whatever goals you wanted to achieve change? Well, if yes, then means like there was, let's say your traffic increased. That means there was awareness. People clicked into whatever link you placed and went into your website. Let's say your sign up increased. That means your messaging worked. People were like, oh, okay, this is what I'm probably gonna try. That means your messaging worked, your landing page worked. And then people maybe tried your tool and they purchased it. that means you targeted this guy who was the right fit, right? So this is the general practice. In terms of failing, you may have a guess, like, may have not worked or something. You will see it in the data. You will see it in the visible metrics. So when you keep track of the metrics and the way you're doing these campaigns, you will know what to improve or what to try again. If it works, it works. You try again, do the same thing, double down on it. If it doesn't, you change it. I hope that answers your
Yeah,
question.
I got my answer. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Anybody else with a question here?
Abrar Sami, I've shared the list with you, but আমি আমারটা পড়ে শোনাচ্ছি for like convenience. So I had three questions. Let's start with the first one. So like after on like at this point we're running this campaign যেখানে হচ্ছে we're offering people to like sign up and post a job for free in our platform. But like they're signing up, they're posting free jobs and stuff, but they're not actually buying it because they'll have to pay after like the first free job is over. So maybe from second job. So how do I create the urgency for them to like pay us the subscription and like pay us basically, or use the platform again? And should the email drip campaign that we design, should this be from the platform's email, or this can be like handled by me or under my name so that there's a human element into it? What's your take on this?
Okay. So firstly, my question is that do you guys have like a certain period, like for like let's say LinkedIn, if you have over 100 applicants, you probably cannot your ad won't probably be visible again, right? Do you guys have any elements like that?
Not at this moment, but like first এখন আপাতত সবকিছু পাইতেছে for the first thing he's getting everything for free, and ওইটা হয়ে গেলে then there's this pay all that comes in.
Right.
Whatever you mentioned, এটা প্ল্যানে আছে maybe, but not live at this moment.
Right. Yeah, I think to create some urgency, you need to like cannot keep it free forever for them. There should be like, hey, you can post your job, but it will be only visible for like 10 days, 15 days, whatever is feasible. And this might affect your conversions in a good way. You guys could try this one. This is the free trial experiment from the free trial experiment. Also, like, there's this thing that I've recently seen on 11 Labs. Like, when you're using their free plan, they actually try to pitch the benefits of their paid plans in the platform. And when you purchase a paid plan and try to cancel it, they're gonna remind you again what you're missing out on. Okay, my internet is a bit tacky.
No worries, bha. We can hear you and see you perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what was the last question about your sales outreach? Oh, yeah, the human element. Yeah.
Yes.
But do you guys like reach out from your main company domain? Because don't do that. It's gonna hurt your domain.
For outbound, we
yeah.
have separate domains and stuff. But let's say who have like, let's say I sign up, so আমাকে হচ্ছে welcome email করে from the platform, right? From the platform. So maybe then আমি ওকে বললাম যে bro তোমার free jobটা 30 days এর মধ্যে you need to post it. Mailing গুলা, should it come from the platform's email নাকি হচ্ছে as a dedicated client success manager or for someone from the team, or under or banner again, it's easier?
There's no like, you can choose whichever you want.
Okay, then it's totally fine. So that's one. And second thing, it's like very generic. We have multiple plans, but so let's say সবচেয়ে cheap plan কেউ একজন নিছে, how do you pursue him to get to the like upper tier without sounding like too much pushy or salesy? What's the plan basically? I mean, should I like design a 3 months long campaign for him to like get them to this tier? Naki হচ্ছে I like offer something upfront? What should be the like ideal take at this stage? আমরা যে stage আছি, because we're not Google, right? হুট করে বলতে পারি না যে bro buy this or otherwise you'll be
Yeah. No, you have to show them the benefits of the next plan, of course. ঠিক আছে. KFC, if you go 4.99, you are getting this, but they're trying to upsell you. They're like, oh, if you pay 9.99, you get 20 pieces of this chicken. Which one is better? Your mind says, oh, that's better. There's that. The message has to be like very normal with very.
Okay, this is good. This is good. So these are the three questions I had. Samiha, you can continue.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions, or we'll round it up?
I guess they have submitted the questions up on the Notion page. I have shared this on the channel. So ওখান থেকে if you can read this out, অথবা if I can read this out, be easier for.
Yeah, I think I've like combined some of them with only for the interview. So yeah, I'll just see if there's any more. Yeah, I think I've like combined most of it. So I would like to wrap up if that's okay with all of you guys. So thank you so much again, for coming and giving us your time. Yeah, we would like to hear more from you again, and yeah, we would be sharing this on our social media. So yeah, give us a follow there, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Would be nice. So yeah, it was really nice talking to you guys. Wonderful team. I was nervous at first, but now I feel more comfortable and more. But so hope to see you guys in person someday. Take care, guys.